Yo, what's up? It's your boy Bo Nappy back with another Be Advised. This time we are going back in the relationship sector. You guys know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know, and we're just gonna get right into it. Boyfriend, 23-year-old male said that sex doesn't mean anything to me. 19-year-old female. It's okay. It's okay to want to break up over this. That's a question. Okay. Yesterday, while we were on a date eating ice cream. We talked about a guy from my past who wanted to have sex with me. Okay, but I refused. My boyfriend then asked, "Would you have slept with me if we weren't together?" I said, "No, I wouldn't have sex with someone who wasn't my partner." He replied that most people have sex with randoms and the sex doesn't mean much. This upset me, especially since we were each other's first. Later, we talked about later as we walked to the bus, he backtracked saying it was just a joke and that I know him and he'd never do that and that he's bad at catching hints, so casual flings wouldn't happen anyway. Is it normal to feel hurt by this? Is it valid to consider breaking up? Okay. Boy, we're talking. He's 23, you're 19. Okay, cool. Um, that's so cute. Uh, uh, so for starters, what he said is true. There's a lot of people that have casual sex. I mean, I don't like I said, I'm not as in tune with 19 to 23-year-olds, but I would assume that it's pretty common knowledge that people just be out here having sex. What do you say? Let me read it again. Would you have slept with me? So basically, yes, if you're going to have sex with someone that you're not dating, you said no. He replied, most people have sex with randoms and the sex doesn't mean much. That is true. Um, I don't know why this upsets you unless you think he's talking about you. Let's just start off there. A lot of people have casual sex. Typically, or stereotypically, I should say, men are known in quotations to have sex with people that they don't love. As a man myself, I can separate sex and emotion. I There are plenty of people I have seen or met that I am like I would love to have sex with them. I do not want them to talk to me and I would not want to be in a room with them for 25 minutes, right? There is a separation that we have between sex and intimacy, right? There are people that I would, like I said, I would hump in a heartbeat. But if you told me I had to talk to them in a room alone for 10 minutes, I would say no. Absolutely not. So that's if anything, that's a man thing or a masculine thing. But I feel like a lot of women are nowadays, at least it seems that a lot of women are a bit more loose with the sex and will have more casual sex as well. Maybe they're just doing it just to kind of fit in. But typically, women are a bit more emotionally attached when it comes to sex. It's more of a woman typically has to like you to have sex with you, right? Now, the degree of how much she likes you depends on the woman, but they're typically less superficial than the stereotypical man. So what you're basically encountering right now is men are different from women. This is not something that should offend you. If it does, it sounds like it does. It's not meant to. He's just letting you know how you guys are wired. Men and women are wired differently. I would ask him to expound on that. If this, you ask, is it normal to feel hurt by this? If you are thinking that sex to him between you two doesn't mean anything, I think you're reading too much into it, and to break up with him for saying that um, most people have sex with randoms and that sex doesn't mean much. That it sounds like you might not be mentally stable enough at this point to be in a serious relationship. Um, I would just say talk to him about it. It sounds like he caught the hint that you were upset and tried to backtrack, but what he said was not false. what he said was very true and very in bounds, and it didn't seem like it was directed at you at all. So it sounds like you might have a bit of a sensitivity issue. But that's my 2 cents. All right, let's see what else we got here. Ooh, that sounds god. We got a long one. This one's interesting. All right, what time I got? I'm on 5 minutes. Okay, we'll try to do this real quick. I, 30-year-old female, feel like my husband, 30-year-old male, prefers white women and married me South Asian because I was a better fit for the family. Uh, my partner, my 30-year-old female partner, 30-year-old male, both South Asian. He is loving, caring, at times not thoughtful slash low effort. Okay. How long have y'all been together? This has been a recurring theme in our relationship, and he often says he's too busy to plan dates due to his career, etc. I've been okay with this, but I mentioned that I am bothered by it, and have asked him to put in more effort. Okay, which is I would like to know what his career is and stuff too. You're leaving out details. He said that he will try, but it often comes up with excuses, and it's a never-ending cycle of being busy with work. I do feel like I do feel that his low effort stems from the fact that he possibly prefers white women and has settled for me because I'm a good fit for the family versus actually finding me attractive, sexy, or passionate, or feeling passionate. Okay. For context, I grew up with boys slash men through school and undergrad, often put white women on a pedestal and often suggesting that white women are better looking or an upgrade to Asian women. Man, this is a good one. There's a lot to unpack here. I had overheard people uh, make comments about hyperpigmentation, but body hair, etc., suggesting that white women were more feminine. Oh goodness. My assumption that he prefers white women was partially confirmed. Recently, I pressured him to tell me, has he ever gotten a gift for girls in the past? Because he has never gotten me a gift throughout the duration of our relationship, even though I have. Damn. And he said he did once with a friend with benefits who was white. This was heartbreaking because it seems like he was able to be thoughtful and express interest in someone who was a friend with benefits, and he did not even have a serious relationship with them versus me. He has dated South Asian women in the past, but from his own accord, treated them poorly, aka ghosting. Whereas his friends with benefits, he was caught up in and possibly heartbroken. It's unclear, an assumption on my part. Okay. I have approached this topic with him multiple times. Responding, putting white women on a pedestal, and he maintains that it's all in my head, and he values South Asian women, etc. He says that he expresses passion on a daily by messaging me throughout the day and taking me and talking to me when he gets home. He also says that the friendship benefits he was just in a less busy stage of his life and had more time to put effort. That's valid. But put effort. Um, I cannot shake off this feeling. Okay. How does this? How much does? How much of this is me projecting my past insecurity versus a component of him actually preferring whiteness over South Asian women? Um, do other people feel this way in their relationships? We'll read the first edit. During the dating phase, I was convinced his work life was busy and he was early career with interview and late hours. He told me that he was in building a life for us and needed to work hard up front. Makes sense, blah, blah, blah. Delayed gratification. However, more recently, I've started to realize that the target keeps being pushed further back. LOL, in the same, I am in the same high earning career, but have learned to multitask. Okay, whatever. We're not going to read the rest of these edits yet. So we're going to cover a couple things. Because this one actually touched on some good stuff. So in America, we'll talk about this whole white women thing. You have to understand that in America and in a lot of parts of the world, white skin, white race, white pigmentation has been glorified, and it is littered through media. It is what someone would call brainwashing, but there's no pendulum and there's no magic. It's called, and we're gonna get a little deep here, so don't fall out of the boat. This is called subconscious programming, where you are being shown images over and over again with certain themes that may escape your conscious thinking, but those still penetrate into your subconscious mind or subconscious brain that runs the show. It's subconscious. Think about it like this: your conscious mind um, decides what you want to eat. It decides where you want to go on vacation. It decides what porn you want to watch. It decides if you want to hit snooze or if you want to actually wake up on time. Subconscious mind runs your body, keeps your organs running, blinks, breathes for you, right? Does the things that you don't think about. Um, so what happened, and I think this is a lot different now, but at least when I was growing up and we're about the same age, is a lot of media, it was all about white girls. White girls were like the always the sitcom stars, the pretty ones. They were always the Disney princesses. It was always like the white girl was always shown to be the prettiest girl in the group. So growing up, I'm black. Growing up as a black dude, I was on that shit too. I used to think white girls were the best thing smoking when I was a kid. I grew out of that in college when I got to see a lot more ethnic people, and I just kind of researched things, and I grew out of that. But I know exactly where she's coming from with her upbringing. So this is common in America, and there's other Asian countries that feel the same way too about light skin versus dark skin. Typically, the Southeast Asians are more on the ethnic side, and the Northern Asians, Japan, China, North Korea, even South Korea, hell, are on that white skin thing. Um, so so I just wanted to say all that to say that it is valid that you feel that way based off of the media in this country. It makes a lot of people feel that way. It makes a lot of people feel that way. Now, you're old enough and self-aware enough to see that this is an issue. So it sounds like you need to work on this. Um, it seems like this is still a point of contention for you. Now, the real issue is you feel like that he is not he is not you don't feel like he appreciates you, enough. Whether or not he gave a gift to some white girl that he was messing with back in the day is neither here nor there, because if he was doing what he was supposed to do in your eyes in terms of appreciating you, being more romantic, um, expressing his feelings, giving gifts, etc., you wouldn't even care about that. So that's the real issue here. So it sounds like this might be a deal breaker for you. Um, you said that he married you because you fit, m- but he's not passionate about you. What did you marry him for? It sounds like you might have married him for money. Because when you guys, it sounds like from what you're telling me in here, he's never been this guy that treats you a certain way and puts a bunch of effort into the relationship. And he never did that. You said you started the relationship and he said that he has to work and, you know, he's working hard now for your future later. So now means that you're enjoying the money and the benefits. It sounds like you married for money and now you want love and it's not there. Now again, I could be completely wrong, but there had to be something holding you over while he was not whispering sweet nothings into your ear. If this is a true deal breaker for you, then you need to let him know this is a deal breaker. Either you appreciate me more or you're out. But it sounds like you want to have your cake and eat it too. If you married this guy for money, um, you gotta you gotta take that on the chin. Again, there's not much I can. That's what my vibe is on this. I could be wrong. Let me look at the other two edits real quick. We're already at 15 minutes. Edit two. He has never cheated on me. There have been two instances that I felt came possibly close. We were laying down and I saw a random Snapchat notification come up. He doesn't use Snapchat. I pressed him about it. He initially lied, then admitted he went to a strip club with his friends and a stripper grabbed his phone and added herself. That's interesting. When I asked why he didn't delete her, he said he was curious about what strippers do in the daytime. The stripper was white. Okay, that's okay. You might have something there. Um, two, he had went on a trip and had added two local women, Mexican, white passing on IG, who had showed him and his friends around. He maintained it was purely to get to know the city. He also mentioned that he went to restaurants where he had to buy drinks for women. Apparently, that was a mandatory thing. Said he and his group got scammed. Both these incidents were able. Okay, uh, they're definitely okay. You might have something here. Yeah, this definitely sounds like. And the first comment actually said what I said, leaving out the race part. Are you fine with being married to someone who never once bought you a gift? This would hurt even if you leave out the. Like I said, the problem isn't the white thing. The white thing is what you're hanging on to, right? Because that speaks to an insecurity that you have. But it sounds like, to be honest with you, it sounds like you're his homebody and he's out in these streets. Leave. I would just say leave. At this point, you're not happy. You've had more than enough evidence of possible uh, betrayal. And then, on top of the possible evidence of cheating and all that stuff, he's never once gotten you a gift is crazy. So if all this what you're saying is true, I would just say it's probably time to go. You've already said you've talked to him multiple times. I think it's just time to end it. But let me know what y'all think. I think this one in particular is a wrap. But I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Another Be Advised. Peace.